As many of you know, Katie broke up with Tom back in 2012 as she had fears of raising her daughter in the Church of Scientology. It was reported that a part of the reason Katie had become more skeptical of Scientology was when a few members of the Scientology church moved in with them. That was allegedly her last straw, and that was when she took her daughter Suri and fled to New York City and filed for a secret divorce.
She did what she did, leaving in the way that she did because she had to protect her daughter, which in a way connects us now. And because
part of what you did was to protect your daughter.
Right, because I didn't want my daughter to choose the church, ultimately, which is what I felt I would be raising.
For more than a decade, the public couldn't stop talking about one striking contradiction. Hollywood's biggest action star was known for taking extreme risks on screen, yet questions continued to surround his relationship with his daughter. Now, at 20 years old, the young woman once widely known as Suri Cruise has chosen a very different road from fame and flashing cameras. Instead of giving explosive interviews or sharing dramatic stories, she has spoken through her actions and the life she has built for herself. The picture that has emerged is far more emotional and complicated than many expected. The story stretches back years, to a time when the foundation of her world began shifting in ways no child could fully understand. To understand those changes, it helps to go back to the beginning. Suri was born on April 18, 2006, at St. John's Health Center in Santa Monica. Her arrival drew huge public attention, but reports about the birth also sparked curiosity because of practices associated with Scientology at the time. According to widely discussed accounts, Katie Holmes experienced a quiet birth environment that followed beliefs connected to the religion. Supporters viewed such practices as meaningful spiritual traditions, while critics questioned them. Whatever the perspective, Suri entered a world shaped by intense public interest, expectations, and constant scrutiny from the very start. For the first 6 years of her life, everything appeared picture-perfect from the outside. Magazine covers, red carpets, luxury homes, and smiling family photos helped create the image of a Hollywood dream. Behind the scenes, however, reports suggested growing tensions within the family. People close to Katie were said to worry about increasing pressure and restrictions surrounding daily life. While adults debated complicated issues, young Suri was simply a child enjoying family moments, movie nights, and time with the parents she loved. Then, everything changed. In June 2012, Katie Holmes filed for divorce from Tom Cruise in one of Hollywood's most talked-about breakups. To the public, it was headline news. To a 6-year-old girl, it may have felt like her world had suddenly been turned upside down.
After Katie fled to New York City with her daughter Suri to start the process of divorce with Tom Cruise, it was said by close sources that Katie purposely wanted to file for divorce in New York. By filing for divorce in New York, it would potentially give Katie a better chance of gaining sole custody of Suri.
The routines changed, the atmosphere shifted, and a new chapter began without warning.
Luckily, Katie's father is a high-profile attorney who was able to help navigate her through this very top-secret divorce. Although news publications like to say that Katie is an overprotective mother, I think she's very clearly putting her daughter first, and it turns out that Suri is currently applying to many colleges all over the country and has desires to get into fashion school and continue her studies and continue to work with her mother.
While many headlines portrayed Katie Holmes's divorce filing as a sudden celebrity breakup, reports that surfaced later painted a very different picture. According to numerous accounts, the decision was carefully planned over many months. Katie was reportedly focused on protecting her future and creating stability for her daughter. Stories from that period claimed she took extraordinary precautions, including changing phones, keeping sensitive conversations private, and being selective about who she trusted around her. Every move was said to be calculated, with one goal always at the center of her mind: her child's future. New York became a key part of that strategy. Legal observers noted that the state offered advantages in custody matters, making it an important location for the case. In June 2012, Katie filed for divorce while Tom Cruise was working overseas on the film Oblivion. The filing immediately sent shockwaves through Hollywood.
His people put out a statement saying that Tom was very saddened by Katie filing for divorce, but that they'd be keeping this matter private. The case was settled with Katie having sole custody over Suri while they lived in New York, and it was also detailed that Tom would have custodial visits with Suri. However, it has been over a decade since we've seen public photos of Tom and Suri together.
News spread quickly, and the split became one of the entertainment industry's biggest stories. For a star whose life had long been followed by the public, the sudden announcement sparked intense attention and speculation. As details emerged, one issue stood above all others: how Suri would be raised going forward. Court records and media reports indicated that Katie Holmes was determined to have primary responsibility for her daughter's upbringing.
Page 6 claims that Cruise hasn't seen Suri since she was 7 years old. Katie Holmes has custody of Suri, and Cruise reportedly was granted visitation rights of 10 days per month, but sources claim he opts not to see her. Speaking to Us Weekly, and one source claimed, he chooses not to because she is not a Scientologist.
Former Scientology members publicly raised concerns about the church's practices, though Scientology has strongly disputed those claims.
I'm touched by it. I'm touched by it because I know now was that you choose your church, which so many families do.
I bet there's a lot you'd like to say to Katie.
Yes, yes, but it's really because we both left that we're able to have this kind of grace towards each other because we're back to being human.
The debate generated even more headlines and intensified public interest in the divorce. Then came a surprising conclusion. By July 2012, only 11 days after the filing, the divorce was finalized. Under the agreement, Tom Cruise would provide child support and cover major expenses, while Katie received primary custody of Suri.
It was detailed in the divorce documents that Tom would be paying Katie $400,000 a month on behalf of Suri until she turns 18 years old. And it was also detailed that Tom would be paying all of Suri's additional expenses like medical, dental, college, etc.
Soon afterward, Katie and Suri started a new life in New York City, leaving Los Angeles behind. For Suri, the transition was enormous. Her familiar routine disappeared almost overnight, and she entered a world where her father remained a global celebrity but was far less present in her daily life. Moving to Manhattan meant trading red carpets for a quieter life focused on stability. Katie walked Suri to school, helped with homework, and tried to shield her from constant public attention. But she could not erase the absence Suri felt. As the years passed, Suri continued seeing her father on movie posters, magazine covers, and television screens. He seemed to be everywhere except beside her.
But despite all the alleged drama with Suri, according to ex-wife Nicole Kidman, Cruise does have a relationship with their 2 children, Connor and Isabella, who are both members of the Church of Scientology, which is surely just a coincidence.
Each birthday that passed without reported contact made that distance feel even greater. By age 10, her questions shifted from "Where is Dad?" to "Why doesn't he come?" She tried to believe he was simply busy, but as she got older, she began to understand the difference between being busy and being absent. Watching friends spend time with their fathers only made that reality more noticeable. She learned independence early, handling responsibilities on her own, and rarely speaking about her disappointment. Public speculation continued for years, with reports suggesting little contact after the divorce. To the public, it was a Hollywood mystery. To Suri, it was everyday life. Even so, she never appeared driven by anger, only by a desire to understand. The isolation of the 2020 pandemic gave 14-year-old Suri time to search for answers. She began exploring information about the disputes and controversies that had surrounded her family for years. Through articles, documentaries, and accounts from former Scientology members, she encountered perspectives that helped explain the divisions she had witnessed growing up. Whether accurate or disputed, those accounts highlighted themes of distance and separation. For Suri, they echoed feelings she had carried for years, making it harder to hold on to hope that things would one day return to how they once were. At 15, Suri reportedly saw her mother become emotional while reading news about one of Tom Cruise's movie premieres. No words were needed. Katie had spent years protecting her daughter while carrying her own pain. Even so, she did not publicly criticize Tom or encourage resentment. Instead, she appeared to believe some truths should wait until a child is ready to understand them. By 16, Suri was beginning to form her own perspective. Turning 18 in April 2024 marked a major turning point. As a legal adult, she could make her own choices and define her identity on her own terms. While preparing for college, she reflected on experiences that had shaped her life. One reported sentiment captured those feelings. Sometimes people grow up not with love itself, but with the space left behind when it is missing. It reflected emotions she had carried quietly for years. Rather than focusing on celebrations, Suri reportedly spent much of that period thinking about her future. After years of uncertainty, she realized she could not build her life around expectations she could not control. Instead of waiting for answers, she chose to move forward. That choice became public in May 2024 when she legally changed her name to Suri Noel Holmes, adopting her mother's middle name. The move quickly attracted attention. Her new name appeared in graduation materials, school productions, and reports surrounding her college plans. Many viewed the decision as a powerful symbol of independence. Some saw the change as rebellion, while others viewed it as something more personal, a decision about identity and the future she wanted to create. For Suri, it marked the start of a new chapter focused on her own goals rather than family headlines. Soon afterward, she enrolled at Carnegie Mellon University to study fashion. By the time she started college in the fall of 2024, her transformation was complete. She was no longer defined by public speculation or her parents' fame. Instead, she was focused on classes, friendships, and building a future of her own. For the first time, the story was no longer about where she came from. It was about where she was going. Katie Holmes remained a steady presence throughout that journey. Reports described a supportive mother helping her daughter settle into college life, carrying boxes into dorm rooms and celebrating milestones that once seemed far away. After years of public scrutiny and personal challenges, Katie had watched her daughter grow into someone independent, grounded, and driven. In the few comments she has made publicly, Katie has spoken warmly about her daughter, describing her as an incredible person, and many observers believe that strength was shaped in large part by the example Katie set herself. Meanwhile, Tom Cruise continued one of the most successful careers in Hollywood, starring in major films, taking on ambitious projects, and performing the daring stunts that made him famous around the world. Audiences continued to marvel at his willingness to push limits on screen. Yet questions about his relationship with Suri never completely disappeared. Publicly available information suggests they have not been seen together for many years, leading to ongoing speculation about where things stand today. While reports indicate that financial obligations established in the divorce settlement have continued to be met, the personal distance between father and daughter has remained a subject of public interest. Now 20 years old, Suri appears focused on moving forward rather than looking back. Instead of defining herself through absence, she is building a life around her own goals, passions, and ambitions. The little girl, once at the center of endless media attention, has stepped into adulthood carrying a name she chose for herself: Suri Noel Holmes. More importantly, she appears determined to write her own story from this point forward. Her journey leaves many people asking the same question. If you were in her position, would you try to reconnect? Or would you finally let go and move on? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the stories everyone is talking about.